So I'm so glad everyone can join us here today for the first Lavender graduation ceremony celebrating our LGBTQ graduates at SPH. This is such a wonderful event, and it's very necessary because being queer in this world, it's not the way the world was set up, you know? And I am so grateful to be in a community like SPH where we can be proud of who we are and be our real selves. So without further ado, let me introduce the first speaker is Dean Almohandes. Thank you so much for speaking, and take it away.
I wouldn't miss this for the world. Congratulations, our very dear and esteemed graduates. When Dr. Sandlow started this tradition in 1995, she started that tradition because she felt discriminated against in her ability to celebrate the graduation of her own children. But today, 45 schools and colleges observe this wonderful tradition of the lilac graduation. Lavender graduation, I'm sorry. I'm self-conscious about it because I tried to find something lavender to wear today to this very special event, because I wanted you to know that I embrace this day heart and soul. This is the best I could do, so please forgive me. But on the other hand, I wanted to say that of the 15 LGBTQI and allies who are participating today in this very important event, I don't know where our school has been, and I can only thank Christian for his courage and foresight, and the Graduate Student Association and the participants today who chose to celebrate this very special moment. And as opposed to the origins of this event, where the Lavender event was to allow LGBTQI to participate in a graduation, today this is a celebration in public health LGBTQI, because there is no other community that has partnered with public health as vehemently, as effectively, as proudly, and as effectively as the LGBTQI community. And during the AIDS epidemic, I can tell you that even the lesbian community were not necessarily involved directly in that disease spread. They were ferocious in their advocacy and their response to a national crisis in a way that has never been seen before, where a community gathered around culture, gathered around beliefs, gathered around mission, stepped forward to perhaps bear the flag, but also initiate the awareness and insist on a response that is a public health response based on advocacy, based on equity and social justice. So today I celebrate this day with you with all humility. I embrace you. I am one of this community with my heart and soul, and I am proud of every single one of you that is graduating today. I know we don't count you, we don't ask that you identify yourselves, but today we have 15 students. My hope is one day, while I'm still dean of that school, we will celebrate the graduation of 100 students, 150 students, who knows? The doors are open to you, to your contribution to the public health career, and to the faith that your faculty have in you and the administration of the school has in you. I hope that you will embrace my message, and I hope that you'll remember my message. Now, since we are online, I will ask you to pull out your cell phones, please. And I will ask you to go to camera. And that includes you, Kyra. I'm so proud of you today. Pull out your cell phone. And this is a time that you should remember forever. And I promise you that I will remember this moment forever. I'm going to go to the screen, so I'm not going to do a selfie because I want to commemorate all of you. And I will take a picture of you all. But I hope that you too will commemorate that photograph for the rest of your life. And when anybody stands in your way, pull that cell phone out, look at that picture, and celebrate over again. My pride in you is great. I took the picture. I hope you did too.
What a beautiful message. Thank you so much, Dean Almohandes. What you said reminded me of when Kyra came to me to put on this event, and you know, it was very last minute. It seemed like there were a lot of obstacles in our way, and what you said just really culminated with that feeling of when there's something in your way, believe in it, you can push through it. And we worked hard to make this happen. And I'm so glad we're all here and we're all celebrating together all of our contributions. So thank you so much. Our next speaker is Dr. Christian Grove. Thank you so much for being here, and take it away.
So I prepared a few words, and in order to see the words, I have to put it in front of your faces. So as a result, I'm going to give a speech and not know what any of you are looking like with regard to reactions. So I'm just going to assume that I'm doing a fantastic job and everyone's loving what I'm about to say. So first I wanted to say what an honor it is to have been selected to be your faculty speaker, especially at the first Lavender graduation. I've never been to a Lavender graduation. I never knew such a thing could exist. And I think that that says something. Not thinking that we deserve recognition speaks volumes without saying a word. The fact that we're having a Lavender graduation warms my heart so much because we deserve it. Now, attitudes towards LGBT people have improved dramatically over all of our lifetimes, but we still have a long way to go, a very, very long way to go. It's only June, but already at least 28 transgender or gender nonconforming people have been fatally shot or killed or by other violent means. There are 69 countries in the world in which it's illegal to be gay. Transphobia and homophobia are public health crises. But unlike a virus, they are not spread through the air or drinking water. Hate stems from fear of the unknown, and that can be unlearned. So one of the strongest predictors of favorable attitudes towards same-sex marriage is knowing someone who's queer. So visibility matters. Inclusion matters. Diversity matters. Black lives matter. Black trans lives matter. Asian lives matter. You matter. Now, this is Pride Month, and I don't know who made the decision to expand Pride from the last Sunday in June to an entire month, but I'm living for it. And I want to congratulate you on your accomplishments and leave you with a reminder for this Pride Month. And I want you to take this with you. I'm always the person that's correcting grammar, doing this, doing that. This is one of the things that I always correct people on. We do not have a Pride parade. It is not a parade. We march on Pride. We can have a parade when LGBT people across the globe have equal rights and equal acceptance. So in the meantime, get out there, be present, be seen, be loud, be colorful, make trouble. As John Lewis would say, make good trouble. We have our work cut out for us. Congratulations and happy Pride. Thank you. I'm going to assume I wasn't on mute the whole time.
It was such a good speech. Thank you so much, Dr. Grove. That was amazing, inspiring, beautiful, and so, so poignant. So needed at this time. You know, those messages, they might be obvious to us, but it's always needed to have the reminder when so many in this world don't seem to feel that way, and visibility matters. So thank you. I really appreciate you speaking and sharing that message with us. Our next speaker is our student speaker, and the person who made this whole thing happen. Please give a warm welcome to Kyra Argenio.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Lavender graduates of the CUNY School of Public Health class of 2021. I'm so proud that I can welcome you all here today, and proud that I can do so as a graduate myself. We are here today to celebrate our accomplishments, but more importantly, we are here to honor the achievements we've made as members of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer plus community. Today, we celebrate not only what we've done as students, but who we are and who we've become during our time at CUNY SPH. And so it is only fitting that we could host this celebration during Pride Month. Lavender graduation ceremonies are a tradition which, as Dean Almohandes said, began in 1995 at the University of Michigan. They are meant to honor LGBTQ+ graduates, recognizing the unique adversity that many LGBTQ students face in their academic, professional, and personal lives while attending university. The first Lavender graduation was organized by Dr. Ronnie Sandlow, who identifies as a Jewish lesbian and is an author and LGBT historian. While this first ceremony began with only 3 graduates, Lavender graduations are now hosted at over 500 colleges and universities each year, including CUNY's College of Staten Island for the past decade. And today, CUNY School of Public Health joins this tradition with 15 of our own graduates being honored. My name is Kyra Argenio. I use she, her pronouns, and I proudly identify as a lesbian. I came to CUNY SPH with a background in psychology and a passion for research. My goal was to engage in research to prevent disease and promote health within the LGBTQ+ community. As an MPH student in epidemiology and biostatistics, I was incredibly inspired by the work of the Institute for Implementation Science in Population Health. During my second year, I was fortunate enough to intern on the Together 5000 study team led by Dr. Grove. I worked on projects assessing sexual identity, the physical, mental, and sexual health impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on transgender men and transmasculine individuals, and the relationship between alcohol use and suicidal ideation and behavior among cisgender gay and bisexual men. Through these projects, I became more confident in my direction as a public health researcher, but I also became increasingly passionate about improving the health of the LGBTQ+ community. As an MPH student, I placed much of my confidence in my mentors, especially Dr. Grove and Dr. Kelvin, and all I can say is that it led me to where I am today. However, I'm very grateful to say that my experience with Dr. Grove and Dr. Kelvin was not unique. As a student at CUNY SPH and a public health professional, I have shared my identity very openly. Yet the environment I encountered here at CUNY SPH was one of acceptance. I attribute much of my success to the support I received from both professors and peers who are true allies, and from my wife, Gab, who I was blessed to have married last year. At CUNY School of Public Health, I've been able to live as my most authentic self in a way that I could not at other schools and universities throughout much of my life. And so I believe that although this is the first Lavender graduation at CUNY SPH, this is just the beginning of a very important legacy LGBTQ+ graduates will leave behind. I am sure that many of you here today have experienced both academic and personal hardships during your time at CUNY SPH. And I would like to applaud your persistence in completing your degree despite these challenges. I know that none of us could have anticipated the pandemic we've experienced, and I know that it may have brought about unexpected challenges to your academic and professional work. In addition to these challenges, I know that many of you may have struggled emotionally, may have suffered loss, and may have faced financial, employment, and childcare hardships for which I am very sorry. While things may not look the same as they did when you first became a student at CUNY SPH, you have still become a member of the class of 2021, and all of us here today are extremely proud of you. During our time at CUNY SPH, LGBTQ+ rights faced many setbacks. However, the progress we've seen in recent months inspires me with great hope and confidence for the future. We've seen increased LGBTQ+ representation in federal and state administration, with Dr. Rachel Levine appointed as Secretary for Health and Sarah McBride as Senator for Delaware, just to name a couple examples. We've seen executive orders signed which aim to prevent sexual orientation and gender identity discrimination in employment, housing, healthcare, education, and other areas, and to create a gender policy council. As public health professionals, we play a pivotal role in advocating for these policy changes to create health equity, conducting research to discover new insights on why such policies are so necessary and effective, and designing programs and delivering interventions through which these policies may be implemented. While we've seen so much progress over the past several months, health equity and equality remain goals that we have yet to reach, but are goals that together we can achieve. I want to share from my personal experience that there are spaces for you, and where there aren't, it's up to you to build them. During my time as a student at CUNY SPH, I served as the research manager at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, where I was fortunate enough to join the LGBTQ work group. I found colleagues who not only supported my identity, but also pushed me towards success as a professional. With this group, I designed a webpage highlighting LGBTQ research, created an LGBTQ suicide prevention resource page, and developed strategies to support our chapters in engaging with LGBTQ initiatives in their communities. Now, as a clinical research coordinator at Columbia University Medical Center, I've joined our LGBTQ+ employee resource group, where I'm able to organize events and educational opportunities for students, faculty, and staff, and advocate for increased inclusivity in our benefits. Within these workplaces, I have received tremendous support from my supervisors, Dr. Harker Friedman and Dr. Levinsky Desir. It is through spaces like these that I've found my community and have truly grown within my identity. Wherever you choose to go as a professional, I'd like to invite you, if you can, to share this piece of you. Today, we join in the legacy of LGBTQ+ public health professionals and researchers. People like Martha May Elliott, the first woman to serve as president of the American Public Health Association, who researched methods to prevent and treat rickets, and who helped found the World Health Organization. Or like Sarah Josephine Baker, the first woman to receive a doctorate of public health from NYU and Bellevue Hospital Medical College, and the first director of the New York City Bureau of Child Hygiene, who worked right here in New York City to improve the health of immigrants and reduce maternal and child mortality rates. Or like Alan Hart, a trans man who pioneered the use of X-rays in tuberculosis research, and who himself received a master's degree in public health. Or like Howard Brown, the first health services administrator for New York City, who openly shared his sexual identity as a gay man in order to combat prejudice against the LGBTQ community, and who was a founder of the National Gay Task Force. Today, I invite you to take pride in not only what you've accomplished during your time at CUNY SPH, but also in who you are and who you will become. I promise you that we each have the power to build a new public health landscape, and this is only the beginning. Congratulations to you, the Lavender graduates of the CUNY School of Public Health class of 2021.
Thank you, Kyra. That was beautiful. So next, I'm going to read student bios, and while I read each person's bio, we have 4. While I read each, I am going to have the spotlight on you. So just be prepared for that. If you don't want to be on video, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. So the first one I'm going to read is Javier Lopez Rios. So let me see if I could get the spotlight on you.
No, I'm taking care of that, Zoe.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't see you. So I didn't know if you were still here. I know you're very busy, Dean Roberts. Javier Lopez Rios is a proud gay cisgender man born and raised in Puerto Rico. He came to NYC in 2012 to start a career in HIV research and is a research project manager at the HIV Center for Clinical and Behavioral Studies. He began his doctoral studies at CUNY SPH in 2016 and mentored under Dr. Christian Grove. His research focuses on the correlations of HIV infection among sexual minority men of color and in increasing access to HIV care. So, yay, congratulations, Dr. Javier Lopez Rios. All right, next, Roz Edwards. So Dr. Dean Roberts, you're on the pinning. I don't know if they have their camera on. Oh, you do. You do. Let me see. Okay. All right, I got you. Okay, prior to entering CUNY SPH, Roz Edwards worked as a clinical herbalist offering holistic healthcare to low-income New Yorkers who could not otherwise access primary medical care. Their experience with disenfranchised communities spurred an interest in public health policy. Throughout their time at CUNY, Roz held various internships and research assistant positions in the areas of health equity, racial and housing justice, transgender healthcare, health insurance quality, and sex worker health. Roz was outspoken about ensuring the safety of trans students at CUNY, creating educational materials for faculty and staff on how to support trans students. I can vouch for this. As well as bringing gender-neutral student restrooms to SPH. Yes, you did. And thank you for that. Since finishing classes, Roz has been working as a health policy research consultant for the University of Arkansas, the Roosevelt Institute, as well as CUNY. They will continue working to dismantle barriers to accessing care for the entirety of their career as a public health professional. Woohoo! Yay, Roz! Thank you so much for all the work you do and will continue to do. Just a little background: when I started work, being a senator at in GSGA, Roz was very instrumental at getting gender-neutral bathrooms for us at SPH, and that was huge. So thank you so much. Next is Kyra Argenio. Let me find you, Kyra. I'm trying to, Kyra, maybe you need to pin yourself because you're a co-host.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Zoe. I'm doing it for the recording. You really don't have to do it. It's good.
I know, but okay. Sorry. Kyra Argenio is a proud gay woman who is graduating with her MPH in epidemiology and biostatistics and receiving the Dean's Merit Award for research. During her time at CUNY SPH, Kyra interned at CIMH and ISPH. For her fieldwork and master's essay, Kyra worked on the Together 5000 T5K study led by Dr. Christian Grove, and she was also mentored by Dr. Elizabeth Kelvin. Her projects with TK5 T5K, sorry, focused on sexual position identity, the physical, mental, and sexual health impact of COVID-19 on transgender men and transmasculine individuals, and the relationship between alcohol use and suicidal ideation and behavior among cisgender gay and bisexual men. During her first year as a student at CUNY SPH, Kyra worked as the research manager for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. In December 2020, she assumed a new position as a clinical research coordinator in the Department of Pediatrics at Columbia University Medical Center, working on a study of childhood air pollution exposure, physical activity, and asthma in urban communities, and became a member of the LGBTQ+ employee resource group. Kyra is also a member of the American Public Health Association and the Society for Epidemiologic Research, and aspires to pursue a PhD in epidemiology and continue her work in LGBTQ+ health research. Kyra also aims to remain engaged in research at CUNY SPH and hopes to become a teaching assistant so she can support current CUNY SPH students in achieving their academic goals. Wonderful. And now Kyra is going to read mine.
Yes, I am. Okay. Zoe Schecht-Levine came to SPH as an educator and animal and plant caretaker as the greenhouse manager at the Department of Education's Environmental Studies Center. In her first semester, she immediately engaged in service on campus as the senator of the Graduate Student Government Association and University Student Senate representative. She excelled in both organizations, becoming vice president and then president of GSGA and chair of the USS Sustainability Committee. She formed the CUNY Climate Coalition with members of the CUNY PSC, NYPIRG, and CUNY Central. Together, they have advocated for the divestment from fossil fuels at CUNY and for composting and sustainable food distribution at all CUNY campuses. She is currently a case investigator with NYC Health and Hospitals Test and Trace program and working with Healthy CUNY, continuing her capstone and fieldwork research on health insurance for CUNY students. Zoe is a proud queer Jewish woman and looks forward to doing more work around community organizing and climate justice. Congratulations, Zoe.
Thank you. So now to close us out, Dean Roberts is going to say a couple of closing words.
Gotta unmute and pin myself. I've never done that before. Okay. Oh my goodness. I just want to say congratulations to all of our Lavender graduates on your accomplishments throughout your journey with us and on achieving this milestone and earning your degrees. I also wish to salute all the allies who show up in general and especially today to say they see you, they celebrate you, and they are proud of you. I want to take a brief moment to give a couple special shout outs. First, I want to thank Kyra Argenio for taking the initiative and suggesting this event, for her vision and for all she did to make it happen. I also want to thank Zoe Schecht-Levine and the entire GSGA for hosting and contributing to this event. I look forward to supporting the continuation of Lavender graduation as an annual tradition at the CUNY SPH. And of course, our Dean for his support and encouragement throughout. I also want to extend my gratitude, as has been spoken previously, to Raz Edwards. You reached out to me way back when, I think it was fall of 2018, to educate me and the administration about the importance of having accessible gender-neutral bathrooms on each floor of our campus. We as a school learned and still have much more to learn from Raz and all of you about how we can do better in our classrooms and on our campus to ensure a more inclusive and equitable physical and social environment where all students feel seen, heard, and welcome, regardless of their gender identity, expression, or sexual orientation, and all their intersecting identities. Towards that end, please stay in touch with us to see how well we are doing, to call us in when necessary, and to let us know all the great things you are doing in the world. That's why I have this, filter today. You're going to be out there changing the world, as you already have begun. And I just want to know all those great and wonderful things that you're going to be doing. No matter how far you go in life and in your career, please keep coming back to CUNY SPH. May you always consider this your public health chosen family. And with that, I think we're just going to open it up for everyone to share and express their congratulations. And I just want to finally say to all of you and to all of us, Happy Pride!
If I can jump off of what Dean Roberts just said, so like the fact that we had a Lavender graduation this year was really a student-led initiative. And, I think it's a call to action for those of us that aren't graduating to make sure that this happens next year, because you're all leaving. But I do hope that as alum, you will return to keep on our tail to make sure that we keep this tradition alive. And we'll look back on this screen of, 16, 17 faces in some time, and it will be, some huge number of graduates, their families, their supporters, and our alum. So.
Thank you. Yes. So now I want to open the floor to anyone who would like to share and congratulate our graduates, and anyone who wants to say anything about, this event. Contribute.
I'd like to take a minute if I can, real quick. Zoe, I want to personally thank you for making this first Lavender graduation happen. This wouldn't have happened without you and GSGA, and I want to thank you for all of your support in making this a reality. I also want to thank Dean Roberts and Dean Almohandes for being here, as well as Dr. Grove. Your speeches were truly amazing, and I want to thank you all for your support, because a few months ago, I didn't think this would happen, and I'm very happy to see that it did. So thank you all for your support and for making this happen.
I do also want to mention that amongst us today is Dean Michelle Kiley, our Associate Dean for Research, and my esteemed colleague and dear friend, Professor Nevin Cohen from the Department of Health Policy. So your event is well attended. I promise you that in the future, we will make an effort to expand the attendance by administrators and by faculty alike. Nevin, where are you? In an airplane? You're muted. Okay, well, I can't hear you. You're muted, my friend. At any rate, I also want to express, yes, sir.
Yes, I just want to extend my congratulations to all the students, and I apologize for not being as visible as I would like, but I have low bandwidth right now. But I'm very excited to begin this tradition, and I look forward to it next year. So congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you, Nevin. Meredith, would you like to say something on behalf of the faculty in your department?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. I'm Meredith Manzi. I'm in the Community Health Department along with Christian. And I just want to extend my congratulations to you all. Such a truly impressive group of people. I am so happy that this is this student-led initiative that the school will continue to uphold. I hope, I know that your metaphorical flag can be a little bit heavier to wave at times, and I hope that faculty at the school did all they could to help share the burden of that weight. And I look forward to seeing all that you do.
I also want to acknowledge Professor Elizabeth Kelvin, Chairman of Epidemiology and Biostatistics. Kyra, she is your chairman and your professor, and I'm sure she is here today to celebrate with you. So I did see Elizabeth Kelvin.
Yep, I'm here.
There she is. Hi. You moved on the screen. I'm so sorry. So maybe you'd like to say a few words to your esteemed graduates.
Sure. I mean, I'm really proud of all of you guys, and this was Kyra's idea, and I remember when she emailed me about it and said, what do you think about? And I had no idea what a lavender ceremony was, so I had to Google. But yeah, I mean, Kyra's amazing. She puts these things together and gets everyone on board, and I'm so proud of her and all of you graduates who are here. And you know, I don't know what else to say. You guys are going to go out and do great things, and we're going to try and encourage the next group of graduates to continue the tradition. So well done, you guys. You people. Lynn has taught me I'm not allowed to say you guys. But I'm trying, I'm learning.
And it just warms my heart so much when Javier put a little message on Instagram about his graduation. Really, it swells my heart with pride and with affection to all of you. And please remember that this is not a celebration because you couldn't celebrate otherwise. This is a celebration because you're so special and because your role in public health is unequaled and unlike anyone else's. Your advocacy, your smarts. And you know something? A metal does not shine until it is polished. And sometimes the polish is rough. So you shine, you go out there and shine. We are proud of you, we love you, and you are very special to us. Please remember that and extend that message in your mentorship to others across the board. Wherever you are, remember that you rise above the fray and that your life experiences make you even more responsible to spread equity in all its forms and social justice in all its dimensions. I am profoundly grateful to Kyra and GSGA and Zoe and the rest of you for having educated us as to the importance of embracing this event. And I promise you that your efforts will not go to waste. And I will carry this legacy forward for as many years as I'm in the school. So my gratitude, my affection, and my pride.
Thank you so much, Dean Elmohandes. All right, if no one has anything else to say, I'm gonna conclude the ceremony. I am so appreciative of all of you for being here and making this happen. Thank you so much. Really, this was the most attended GSGA event of the year.
Zoe, if I may sort of chime in as, you know, we log off and we head boldly towards the latter half of June. Just a couple of reminders for folks, and forgive me if I'm forgetting any events because there are a bunch going on. The New York City Heritage of Pride March this year is going to be virtual. So that'll be broadcast probably on television, but there is the Queer Liberation March that will be kicking off, I think at 2:30 or 3 o'clock, but you can Google it on Sunday, the last Sunday in June for Pride. And for those that know Queer Liberation as a pushback to Heritage of Pride, their big theme is no politicians, no corporations, no cops. So it really brings Pride back to its roots as being a protest, rather than, you know, now we have the Dasani float. So I encourage folks to show up to that. If you do, I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you all very much and congratulations from us all.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Grove, did you leave Dr. Grove? I was gonna ask if he could send me the information so we could share it out on our GSGA Instagram, but
Please
I'll
email him, he'll send you the details.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much. That was a great event.
Thank you for being here. Mwah. Thank you, Javier. Thank you. All right. And thank you, Dean Roberts, for hosting. And for everything you do. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Kyra.